Hey dreamers, this is Jade, and I'm finally completely done with my travel journal. I have the entries completed, the decorations completed, so I wanted to go ahead and do the chatty flip through of my vacation journal. So let's go ahead and jump right in it. First of all, for the cover page, I decided to just use some lyrics for Ed Sheeran's new song, Take Me Back to London. And the chorus goes, jet plane headed up to the sky, spread wings in the clouds getting high. If you haven't listened to it, it's awesome. Love it. Go check it out. Okay, so the first day, I was up pretty much all night. I am a night owl. I generally don't go to bed until 4 or between 4 and 6 o'clock in the morning. So while I tried to get some sleep, it didn't work. I was kind of just laying there singing songs in my head and imagining stuff. So I did go ahead and get up, finish getting dressed and all that stuff, and got everything that I needed to use to get dressed and get ready packed up in my suitcase. Got my nephew up. We had breakfast, all of that, yada yada. We got to the airport early because our boarding time was at 6:45. The flight left at 7:15. And we were on, I took pictures of the plane. It was Southwest. Love them because you get 2 free checked bags and a carry-on and like another bag that you can stick under the seat. Only had one check bag and my carry-on, which I had like my iPad and books and stuff like that in it. So here is the printout of my boarding pass for that day. And of course we got the pretzels and I took pictures of the sky or whatever, and the flight was about an hour and 45 minutes, and then we landed in Tampa. Thankfully the weather was nice and hot that day because apparently we had come during the raining season or whatever, so we didn't really have to contend with any rain on this day. So let's see. I finally popped my Uber cherry, whereas I've never personally had to order an Uber before. So of course we did this time from getting from the airport to the hotel. And on the way we passed this cool hotel called the Don Juan Hotel. And it's this huge hotel that kind of looks like a castle to me and is the color of Pepto-Bismol. So it was cool seeing that on the way, because that was actually one of the ones when I was looking for a hotel that I brought up looking at or whatever. So we passed it on the way and we ended up at the Serrata Hotel. That's where we booked. Even though now before all of this, we had been to Tampa before, me and my mom and my sister, and we stayed at this place called the Trade Winds, which was phenomenal. So I wanted to stay there again, actually. So that's what I imagined. I imagined us going on a trip to Tampa and staying at the Trade Winds Hotel. But of course, when we were looking, they were all booked. And then my mom suggested I check the Rumfish, which is the sister hotel to the Trade Winds. They're right beside each other. Same quality of service, same nice rooms, da-da-da-da. I didn't know this. This was actually news to me. So I actually reimagine, and I was okay. I imagined at both places. I was okay with either place because I knew that the quality for the Rumfish would be the same as the Trade Winds. I already knew. So I would have been cool with either one. But of course, the Rumfish was all booked as well for the dates that we went. So we ended up at this place called the Serrata, which from the website looks really nice. But once we got there, I was not impressed. It looked like it had not been updated since its inception. But anyway, they gave us these little, what do you call these things? You know, the things you put around your wrist to identify us as people who stay there. And you know, that can access the amenities and stuff, because we got there super early. Our room was not ready, and so we just kind of had to leave our bags locked up with them, and they told us we could chill and just explore the hotel or whatever. So that's pretty much what we did. We sat down. There was this place called Rum Runners, I want to say. So we kind of just sat down there for a little while, My nephew looked like he was getting bored. So, we suggested going to the game room, which sucked because all they had in the game room was a series of stations of Xboxes. So you had to have an account to even use it, because I was trying to play some. I saw a game that I loved as a kid and couldn't access it. So I was like, great. They didn't have any other game systems or anything like that. So I was just like, this is kind of worthless. But anyway, so my nephew, he does all the Xbox stuff. So he played for a little bit, for about 30 minutes. I mean, it wasn't even that long. And we got up to go because it was time for me to take my medicine. We went back to our runners, ordered some food, some drink, so I could take my medicine or whatever. And then there's some beach chairs like there. So we just kind of chilled out on the beach chairs. My nephew fell asleep until they told us that the room was ready. So we got to the room. It just, no, okay? Absolutely no. I do not recommend this hotel. But we got to the room, and now we had to wait all this time because they were supposedly cleaning the room. We got there was food all over the floor. There was popcorn and Cheetos on the floor. The windows and like the sliding glass door, we did have a beachfront room. However, it looked like nobody had cleaned or Windexed that stuff in months. I mean, it looked like it was caked up stuff on there. It looked like somebody's children had snotted all over the windows, fingerprints. It was disgusting. Also, there was something in there smelling like pee. I thought it was just me because I kept getting this whiff of pee. I was like, damn, something in here smell like pee. And I didn't say anything to anybody about it. And then about maybe an hour or so later after I noticed it, my mom said the same thing. So then I knew I was not crazy. I was like, okay, I'm smelling pee. So I don't know if somebody's child or somebody themselves drunk, I don't know, peed on the couch or something. I don't know. But it was just gross. And to top it all off, the air conditioning was not working. Now, all of this to say, when things look like they're going really, really wrong, hold on, because 9 times out of 10, it's part of a bridge of incidents to get you to your desires. As I was saying, 9 times out of 10, it is a bridge or series of events that is specifically designed to get you to your actual endpoint and your actual desire. Okay? So, when we finally got to the room, my nephew was able to change into his swim stuff or whatever, and he has one of those GoPro cameras, so he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna vlog and stuff. So we went to the beach, played around on the shore and whatnot. He went to the pool, and then we checked the other pool out for a little while. And then we decided it was time to go and grab some food. So we walked to this place called Krabby Bill's for seafood. And I like it because they have an outside section so where you could sit and watch the sunset if you wanted to. So that's what we did. We sat outside at the bar, watched the sunset, ate. And I love their food. It's really good. So, yeah, that was pretty much it that day. So we got back to the hotel room. And, we tried to go to sleep. I personally didn't really sleep that much because it was hot as Hades in there. We had called somebody to come back and clean the room, and somebody was supposed to be coming to fix the air conditioning. That did not happen. I think the girl did clean the room a little bit, but nobody came and fixed the air. So it had to be like 90 degrees in that room. We were up all night. People were, even though it was a beachfront room, but the walls were so thin, we could hear people on either side of us. We could hear the people that were up late down, like right in front of our room downstairs. We could hear them outside talking and laughing and chatting. I mean, it was just a miserable night. It was hot. So, and I'm usually like the hot person. Like, I'm usually cold all the time, so I'm okay with being warm, but it was just sweltering. So by the time we got up the next day, yeah, my mom was not having it. She was like, no, this is not going to work for me. And she began looking up new accommodations. Now, I told you in the beginning that I personally had wanted to stay either at the Trade Winds or the Rumfish. But they were both saying that they had no room. Well, instead of looking at the website, my mom just actually called the people. And turns out they ended up having a room for us. It was cheaper. All the amenities were included instead of having to pay for them individually. And of course, the rooms are so much nicer. More space. They make sure you have your linens each day. This place where we at, they were not providing enough. And the air conditioning worked. That's the main thing. And it didn't smell like pee. So my mom was like, forget this hotel. We are leaving here and we're getting booked somewhere else. So she ended up booking us at the Rumfish. And the guy was like, oh, I apologize. We don't have any beachfront rooms. And we were like, we don't care as long as the air is working and everything is nice and clean and doesn't look like this place was built in the 1800s or something. So she booked that place, but before we could go there, of course, we had to wait for our room to be ready and all that kind of stuff. And it was raining this day, so we couldn't really do too much beach stuff or anything like that. So I was like, well, we can't really do the beach, so why don't we just use this day to do shopping? So we did check out the Tuesday morning, and there was a mall there. We checked out the mall or whatever. And then, yeah. And then by the time we got back, the room was ready. So we packed our crap up and went to the new hotel. And it was everything that I said, nice, accommodating. The staff was so accommodating. And it was like night and day. Okay? But that was the bridge of incidents to get me to the place that I wanted to be in the first place. I told you when I wanted to go, I either wanted to be at the Trade Winds or the Rumfish. That was it for me. That's the only two places I wanted to spend my time at when I was vacationing in Tampa, as far as a place to stay or whatever. So though the events looked like that was not going to happen, the terrible room, the pee smell, all of that, and it being hot as Hades in there, all of that led up to us getting to the place that I wanted to be in the first place. So thank you, universe. Thank you, God. And yeah, and then too, like when we were leaving, the Uber guy was like, oh no. And we were telling him what happened. He's like, oh, I've never heard anything bad about the Syrah. I've only ever heard good things. So that had to have just, like, it had to have been an anomaly. The things that went on in our room, like, that was probably not normal, but it led us to the place that I wanted to be in the first place. So anyway, that is my vacation manifestation story. And so, yeah, once we got back to the hotel and everything like that, it was kind of late. So we just went to the sandbar and had dinner. And my nephew had a pina colada, a virgin pina colada, of course. And that was pretty much it for that day. The next day, I did the night before. I like to take nightly walks, so I didn't want to just throw that away while I was on vacation. So I did go for a night walk on the beach by myself. It was nice and relaxing. Just cut my music on and kept it moving. Anyway, the next day, we got up and we got out kind of a little late. I didn't go to sleep until about 3 something. I had been up watching Sons of Anarchy. But we finally got up, got dressed, went to the beach, and I asked the cabana boy to help me get a cabana set up, and he was so nice. Like I said, everybody at the new hotel, so nice, so accommodating. He was like, sure, I can get that for you. And then he saw my book, and we were chatting about my book and everything, so he was nice. So we got that set up. My nephew and mom were playing around on the shore or whatever. I was just kind of chilling out, reading my book, listening to my music, yada yada. And then the Trade Winds, which the Trade Winds Hotel was right beside the Rumfish. Like I said, they are sister hotels, and anything that the Trade Winds had, we could access as well because of our wristbands. So whatever amenities they had, pools, slides, whatever, we could go do that, and we could also use the Rumfish's stuff, of course. So the Trade Winds had this like inflatable slide. My nephew wanted to go down, so they walked there to do that. And then I think they went to the pool while I just kind of chilled out. I went to the shore, da da da. And then they finally came back. It was like, yeah, we're going back to the room. So I just went back with them. And so once back at the room, we got dressed. We were hungry by this time. And so we walked back to the Trade Winds. Like I said, they're right beside each other, so it was a short walk, to get some lunch at Pizza Hut. And then once we got back to our room, my nephew had brought his Uno cards and he wanted to play Uno. And I keep trying to tell these people, y'all do not want to see me in any game because I'm going to win. I'm going to kick your butts. But first of all, they was like, yeah, right, da, da, da. At first, they were beating me. Both of them, they were beating me. But Auntie came back. We played several games. And by the end, I kept winning. And they were like, okay, forget it. We're not playing anymore. And I was like, I tried to tell y'all. Auntie gonna be Uno World Champion here. Like, that's just what it is. I win. Period. So anyway, played Uno or whatever, yada yada yada. And, ended up settling down. And so again, I got my headphones about 9 or 10 o'clock or so and went for my nightly walk on the beach. And it's so lovely. I wish I lived by the beach so I could do that regularly. And also that day, I completely forgot. We did, once we got back after Uno, we did stop by, I took an Uber to the Dollar Tree and the CVS to just pick up a few knickknacks here and there. And I did get me some of this Coney Island sweet and salty popcorn, so I could have as a snack when I got back from my walk and took my shower and all that, kind of settled down for the night. So yeah, that was it for that day. The next day, this is where we ate, and I just put this as a spread. Like I said, the room that we had, the guy was apologizing. He was like, it's not beachfront, but we were like, whatever. But the crazy thing was, when we went out on our balcony, first of all, you saw this pretty little area that had this koi fish pond. All of this, I mean, it was pretty, guys. Let me pull it up. But you see, you could actually see the beach as well. It was a little bit in the distance, but it was a beachfront room. I guess not what they consider beachfront, but what I consider beachfront, because I can see the beach right from my room. It was really pretty, especially too with that koi pond out there. So yeah. And so where we eat that day, my mom was just playing around with the toasted monkey, and she took my nephew's thing and colored it in. But we had to reserve our cabana because the guy said Fridays and Saturdays they are really claimed or whatever, really busy. So you had to go online and claim it, whatever. So we ended up leaving out earlier that day and getting there by noon. Again, playing at the beach and whatnot. And then unfortunately, this day I wanted to take my nephew and do the jet skis. And so I asked about it, and the guy was like, yeah, you need a license and you'll need a credit card. And I had left that in the room, and I wanted to go back for it so we could do that. But by the time I was about to go do that, a storm came up. Like I said, we were here during the rainy season, and so we ended up having to go back to the room and pretty much couldn't do it because once that happens, they put them away and they don't really bring them out the rest of the day. So I wasn't able to do that, even though I really wanted to do the jet ski. I've done it before. If you've not done jet skis, do it. It is so much fun, so freeing or whatever. So we went back to the room, played a little pity pat for a little while, and then went to the Toasted Monkey, like I was saying, to get food. And they were actually pretty good. Like, the food there was really good, so that was cool. And once we got back to the room, we played cards again. And finally, the storm passed and the sun came back out. So I wanted to go back to the beach to catch the sunset. And it was just cool, nice and beautiful. We went back to the beach, and I was just taking my pictures and whatnot. And let me show you this, guys. So I know I can't be the only one that sees this. So I took a picture, 2 of them, and I saw a dragon in, like, outlined in the clouds. Can y'all see that dragon there? And then also here, y'all see the dark shape of it. Look, that's the head, and that's the wings, and that's the tail coming down. Anyway, I just thought it was cool. I was like, look at the dragon. Anyway, the sunset was really cool. And then my nephew wanted to go to the pool. So my mom took him to the pool while I was still out there taking pictures of the sunset and whatnot. And so finally I ended up joining them at the pool. I ordered a pina colada for myself, alcoholic. And I got carded. I was like, okay, lady, really? But anyway, so I had that. It actually was not very good. It's too alcoholic, and it didn't taste like pina or colada. Like, I didn't taste no coconut. The only thing that was good was the pineapple that was hanging off the side there, or whatever. And so this was the night before we left. My nephew at the pool ended up making friends with these kids that were also at the pool. So my mom's like, okay, we're gonna go. He's like, can I just get 10 more minutes? And I was not finna sit there any longer. So she was like, okay, that's fine, or whatever. So I ended up just going to head to the room, and I went ahead and took my shower and chilled out for the night. And then once they got back in the shower, my nephew wanted to play pity bat again. So we were up playing pity bat for a good long while again. And yeah, that was pretty much our day that day, the last day there. And of course the next day we were up. Our boarding time was 2:10, but we got there mad early, like a couple hours early, so we were sitting around for a little while. But yeah, that was pretty much the vacation. Got home. Yeah, it was a fun time. It was nice to get away, especially after the month before having to put my dog down, because it's weird. Like, I still hear her ticking in the house. I can hear her nails on the floor sometimes. Sometimes I go to bite off a piece of food to give to her, and I have to realize, no, you can't do that. She's not here to hoover it up anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was messing me up. Still feeling like she's here sometimes. So it was just nice to get away or whatever for a little while. And I love the beach, so it'd be cool if I lived near the beach. And here on the back side, I just did put one of those Target pockets and put some overflow of the pictures I had cut out, taken. And that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any comments or questions about anything, leave them below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you're new here and you like my content, consider subscribing, liking, sharing. Hit the bell icon to get the notifications of when I post, usually Mondays and Fridays. Every now and again, there'll be an extra video during the week. But that is pretty much it. If you have any comments or questions, again, sorry, I know I've said this, leave them below. And I will catch you guys in the next video. I hope everybody's having a great week or weekend. Bye.